Well, let's get more now on our breaking news this hour. Reports that Russia has expelled a British diplomat, accusing him of espionage. It's being reported by Russia's Interfax news agency. Let's talk to our Moscow correspondent, Ivor Bennett. And Ivor, they've called in the British ambassador.
Yeah, that's right. A flurry of activity here, broadcast all over the Russian state media. So first of all, this British diplomat has been expelled. That was announced first. According to the FSB, which is Russia's security services, it's because he intentionally provided false information on his documents when he received permission to enter the country. They say that violates Russian law. And separately, they also accuse him of espionage. They say there's signs have been identified that the diplomat is conducting intelligence and subversive work that threatens the security of the Russian Federation. Now, in tandem with that, the British ambassador here to Russia has been summoned by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Nigel Casey. He arrived there in the last 30 minutes or so, and his arrival was broadcast all over Russian state media. These pictures are from TASS, the state media news agency, and it feels like this was a coordinated approach from the state media and from the Federal Security Bureau, the FSB, the successor to the KGB, because it feels like Russia's trying to make these accusations as public as possible. And it was very similar to what happened a couple of months ago, you might remember, when 6 British diplomats were expelled from Moscow after being accused of espionage. Back then, the Foreign Office put out a strongly worded statement calling the accusations absolutely baseless. We haven't heard from the Foreign Office yet, nor the embassy here, but we'll bring that reaction when we get it. And I expect when it does come, it'll be very similar, calling these accusations baseless. Now, there is a wider kind of tit-for-tat exchange of expulsions of diplomats going on between Russia and the UK. That's been going on for a number of years, and that's what the last round of expulsions was seen as being part of. 6 diplomats expelled. Their departure put all over, broadcast all over state media here, as well as their faces. This feels a bit different, though, and it's hard not to see it as being related somehow to Britain giving Ukraine permission last week for Ukraine to fire Storm Shadow missiles, British missiles, deep inside Russia. The Russian ambassador told Sky News last week that this, in their view, amounts to Britain's involvement in the war in Ukraine. And this feels like Russia trying to exert some more pressure on the UK, trying to make life very difficult for diplomats here, trying to exert what pressure they can do. And as I say, I'm sure we'll get some pushback from the Foreign Office in the next couple of hours or so.